For a moment, imagine standing right in the middle of a city. A massive building looms there. Outside, in bold letters, it reads as the headquarters of a notorious crime syndicate. And inside, the people running their network are doing it completely out in the open. No fear, no hiding. Sounds unbelievable, right? Because to us, crime always means working in the shadows, staying hidden. But there are places in the world where it's the exact opposite, where criminals don't hide at all. They walk around openly with their identity, and they're even proud of it. Welcome to this strange system in Japan, where a group called the Yakuza has survived for decades in a way that's not just some ordinary gang, it's an entire system in itself. They have their own offices, their own rules, and sometimes their presence is so open that even ordinary citizens recognize them. But the real question isn't that. It's how is this even possible? In a country with such strong laws, how does an organization like this survive, almost legally? To find the answer, we have to go back in time. It starts right after World War II. In 1945, when Japan collapsed under America's devastating blow, the balance of power across the entire world began to shift. On one side, America. On the other, the Soviet Union. Between these two powers began an invisible war, what we know as the Cold War. And in this power game, Japan suddenly became important. America feared communism could spread through Japan. And to stop that fear from becoming reality, instead of directly interfering in politics, they used a local force, a crime syndicate. And that crime syndicate was the Yakuza.
But here's where the real question begins. What exactly is the Yakuza? Where do they come from? And why were even international powers forced to use them? To understand this story, we have to go back even further, to a time when Japanese society was divided into strict layers. At the top was honor. Below that was the struggle to survive. And at the very bottom was a group of people society never wanted to acknowledge. They were neglected, overlooked, but driven by the need to survive, they carved out their own separate path. From this path were born two distinct groups, the Tekiya and the Bakuto. Street merchants on one side, and on the other, those who controlled gambling across entire towns. They looked small from the outside, but slowly, influence, control, and a kind of invisible power began accumulating in their hands. And from here, slowly, a system began forming that would later become one of the most mysterious and feared organizations in the world. As time passed, the Tekiya and Bakuto, these two separate streams of people, gradually merged into one strange structure. From the outside, they still looked like small groups, but internally, they were building a code that controlled not just business, but their entire lives. Here, money wasn't what mattered most. What mattered was loyalty, honor, and a bond you wouldn't find in any ordinary gang. This bond is called Oyabun Kobun, meaning a relationship like father and son, one leader and everyone else beneath him. But it wasn't just a relationship of giving and following orders. It was a system where the leader protects his people, and in return, his people are ready to give up their own lives for him. This bond is exactly what sets the Yakuza apart from every other gang.
And within this system, the cost of a mistake is brutal. If someone breaks the rules, if someone's actions damage the organization's honor, they must accept a terrifying punishment called yubitsume, cutting off one's own little finger. It sounds strange, but in the world of the Yakuza, this isn't just punishment. It's a way of asking for forgiveness, admitting your mistake, and proving you're still loyal to the organization. But that's not all. Another defining mark of the Yakuza is their body, covered head to toe in massive tattoos, known as irizumi. These tattoos aren't just designs. Behind every image is a story, an identity. Dragons, tigers, samurai. Each symbol reveals what kind of person they are, how much pain they can endure, and how fearsome they can be. And what's most astonishing is that the tattooing process itself is so painful that many people give up halfway through. But those who see it through to the end prove to themselves and to others that they're willing to endure any suffering for this organization. Put all of this together and the Yakuza slowly transforms from a gang into a complete system. But the story doesn't end there, because no matter how powerful an organization is, if it exists only as a source of fear in people's eyes, it won't survive for long. And this is exactly where the Yakuza differs from everyone else. It's 1995. A devastating earthquake strikes the city of Kobe, Japan. Within moments, the entire city is reduced to rubble. The government tried to respond, but the situation was so severe that aid took far too long to arrive. And right then, something unexpected happened. The very organization people feared, the Yakuza, was among the first to load up trucks with food, water, and essential supplies and head straight into the streets. No publicity, no announcements. Quietly, they simply started helping.
Yes, throughout history, the Yakuza has stood by people during Japan's natural disasters more than once. And this makes the question even more complicated. Are these people really just criminals, or is there something in them we simply don't understand?